Where I live up in northern Utah County, there's one road that you pretty much have to use if you want to get out of the area. And this road, though it serves a ton of people and is always heavily trafficked, is, in my opinion, a stain on our community. And it's kind of a symbol of what we got wrong about transportation and how we get people to and from. So I'm going to take it upon myself to redesign this road and update it for a more modern, more public transit centered vision that I have. The road I want to focus on is Pioneer Crossing, which is this yellow road coming through right here. The real thing I want to focus on is the Front Runner station right here, the American Fork Front Runner station. And I want to redesign this whole section that's going to come down here essentially to this area. It's essentially just 2 lanes one way, 2 lanes the other way with a buffer in the middle. I took my measurements and I went into this program, this website called StreetMix, and here's what we're working with. So the total width is 32 meters. We got 32 meters across. That's what we're working with. And what surprised me is the lanes are 3.6 meters wide. They're really wide lanes. You can see StreetMix is saying this segment might be too wide. And that's exactly what we have. And then we got some bike lane, and then this median will turn into a dedicated left-hand lane. Now, the key things that I want to focus on when I redesign this is, again, the American Fork Front Runner station. So what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to get people off of the freeway, off of Pioneer Crossing, and onto the Front Runner. I want more Front Runner access. And then what I want from there is people to be able to go from Front Runner down into, at the very least, this central hub. So what's my plan to get people that distance? Okay. Well, here's my updated, redesigned Pioneer Crossing. So we still have the same 32 width. I didn't change that width at all. We're still working with the same amount. I was able to fit 4 car lanes. Now I took them from 3.6 meters down to 3 meters each. It will naturally slow people down as they drive, because let me tell you, people will go 60, 70 miles per hour on Pioneer Crossing. And I believe the speed limit's posted at like 50 or 55. We have a median between the bikes and what would be a bus lane. So buses aren't going to be there all the time. All the cars are, if we add this up, that's 4.5 meters away from the closest bike. That would give people the feeling of a lot more safety to actually ride their bike down this stretch of road. Now the bus lane, we got 3.6 meters. I just used the default 3.6 when I threw that in there. The regular roadways, we still kept 4 lanes. I still kept 4 lanes. That way people that are going to cry like, oh, you're getting rid of our cars, we won't have as much freedom, we can shut those people up. You still have your 4 lanes. Again, they're a little narrower, so people will probably naturally go slower. The big thing I'm excited about is a light rail. Now you might be saying, okay, Jason, cool, you have a light rail. Right now it's only going one way. Don't you need 2 lanes? And to that I say no. I think this is a short enough distance. If you're going from the train station over here on the right hand side and you're going to end at this Smith's Marketplace or some whereabouts in here, I think the light rail could just go down there and go back, and that would be a total 30-minute route. So that middle lane, though it says it's pointing one direction, would actually go both directions. This is dedicated bus rapid transit, so no cars should be able to go inside the bus lanes. That's why they're marked red. That's why they're bus only. And I have these little bollards to disincentivize people from going into the bus lane. Now, emergency vehicles could most definitely use the bus lanes to get around. What will naturally happen is when you add these options, less people will drive. I think it's like an absolute win-win-win for everybody involved. Light rail or bus rapid transit will take you to the Front Runner. Front Runner can take you to the greater Provo-Orem metro area or the greater Salt Lake metro area, or even beyond, even further up north. I absolutely love the Front Runner. I think the UTA system as a whole is pretty good, especially for a city the size of Salt Lake and the surrounding area. I just think that if we moved away from this setup everywhere and moved towards things like this, you don't even need a light rail. Just give me bus rapid transit. I'd be happy. A lot more people would be happy. We'd have a cleaner, safer society. We could get more people where we need to go. Now, the last thing I want to end with is, if you don't think this is a good idea, let me show you. Right now, the estimates that this program is giving us is that this road, Pioneer Crossing, as it is, can move 60,000 people an hour, which sounds great, but these bike lanes aren't being used and these sidewalks aren't really being used. We take away that and that and that and that because they hardly get used. We're moving 6,000 people an hour. My updated version does 88,000 people. So that's already a increase of 28,000 people per hour. If we look up here, let's say we don't have the light rail, get rid of the light rail, 70,000, we're still beating it by 10,000. And if we got rid of 2 car lanes, this setup, if we just essentially took one of these lanes each and moved it to bus rapid transit, we're already up by 7,000 people an hour. Buses can just move more people. One bus can hold like 100 people. And 100 people, let's say you'll have 75 cars on average. That's way less space we're taking up on the roads. Even if it went to this, we have 1 lane bus rapid transit and you could get people from here to here so they can jump on a train. That could relieve so much congestion. People ask, who's going to pay for all of this? Because yeah, building all of it is expensive, but you know what? Maintaining roads is even more expensive. So there's less maintenance overhead for the bus lanes, less maintenance overhead for the bike lanes, less maintenance overhead for the light rail lane. And sure, if once you have less cars going on these roads, less maintenance for the car lanes. We need to do something about Pioneer Crossing in the greater northern Utah County area. We need to have, as a whole in America, more public transit, more options, better for everyone. Hey, if you want to see me redesign other things, especially where you are or other things in Utah, there's definitely plenty of roads where I'm like, I would totally redesign it if I could. Let me know. This was actually super fun. I will catch you next time.